In a dramatic escalation of tensions, the Iranian government has sharply criticized former U.S. President Donald Trump following a provocative post on Truth Social where Trump threatened to target Iran's energy infrastructure. This development comes amid growing hostilities between the two nations, centered around the strategic Strait of Hormuz, a vital global oil artery. According to an insider source from the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, as reported by the Tasnim news agency, Iran accused Trump of attempting to deflect from what it termed a historic defeat in Isfahan. Tehran claimed to have successfully downed multiple American aircraft in the region, including Black Hawk helicopters and 2 military transport planes. The Iranian source cautioned that any escalation by Trump could result in consequences extending to American soil. The Iranian government official stated if Trump intensifies his madness by carrying out these threats, he will only make his defeat more glorious. And of course, he should know that in this case, in addition to burning all American interests in the region, the consequences of the war will probably reach American territory. However, the official clarified that this did not imply missile strikes on the United States, but rather forewarned of severe internal turmoil. The Iranian perspective categorizes Trump as an unstable, deeply delusional individual, noted for his inconsistent and contradictory behavior, which they argue undermines his credibility. Within Iran, Trump's statements are often dismissed as lacking substance due to perceived deficiencies in his personal and verbal stability. A complex figure, Trump is seen as a phenomenon that neither Iranians nor Americans can fully comprehend. In the latest exchange, Trump issued an ultimatum demanding the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz by April 7th, threatening to unleash military strikes on Iran's power plants and bridges if his demands were not met. In a airy post, Trump declared Tuesday will be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day all wrapped up in one. In Iran, there will be nothing like it. Open the strait, you crazy bastards, or you'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to Allah. This ultimatum followed a prior 1-0 date deadline set to expire on April 6th. The strategic waterway remains effectively closed to the United States and its allies, causing significant disruptions in global energy markets. Iran, however, remains defiant, with military officials responding with a counter warning that the gates of hell would open for the United States and Israel if attacks continued. Senior Iranian commander Ali Abdallahi Ali Abadi lambasted Trump's remarks as reckless and indicative of desperation. In Tehran, a billboard depicting Iranian troops capturing warships and fighter jets in a fishing net, accompanied by the phrase "the Strait of Hormuz remains closed," has emerged in Inqilab Square. Tehran has dismissed proposals for a temporary ceasefire, insisting instead on a complete end to hostilities, not only in Iran but throughout the region. Iran demands firm guarantees against future aggressions and seeks reparations for the losses incurred. Amidst these tensions, U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth expressed that negotiations with Iran are very real and gaining momentum, while maintaining that the U.S. will continue to negotiate with bombs if necessary. Hegseth emphasized, "We would much prefer to get a deal. If Iran was willing to relinquish material they have and ambitions they have, open the strait. That's the goal. We don't want to have to do more militarily than we have to." Adding another layer of complexity, Iran has hinted at potentially blocking another critical maritime route, the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, with the help of its regional allies. Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf, Speaker of Iran's parliament, raised concerns about the vulnerability of this important trade route, questioning the volume of global oil, LNG, wheat, rice, and fertilizer shipments that pass through it. This statement is widely interpreted as a strategic warning to global shipping and trade networks. The Bab el-Mandeb Strait, a narrow waterway bordered by Yemen, facilitates nearly 14% of global trade shipments and around 5% of the world's oil supply. Analysts suggest that Iran's remarks indicate a strategic consideration of alternative pressure points within the global commerce network, potentially expanding the conflict beyond the Gulf. As tensions continue to rise, the implications for global trade and energy security are profound, with policymakers and markets closely monitoring developments. The unfolding scenario underscores the delicate balance of power in the region and the potential for a broader impact on international relations and commerce. In a remarkable escalation of tensions between the United States and Iran, the Iranian government has sharply criticized former U.S. President Donald Trump. Follow I. Adding a fiery post on Truth Social where Trump threatened Iran's energy infrastructure. The tensions are primarily focused on the strategic Strait of Hormuz, a crucial artery for global oil transport. An insider from Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, as reported by the Tasnim news agency, accused Trump of attempting to divert attention from what it described as a historic defeat in Isfahan. Tehran claimed to have downed multiple American aircraft in this region, including Black Hawk helicopters and military transport planes. The Iranian source warned that any escalation by Trump could have repercussions extending to American soil. An Iranian government official stated, if Trump intensifies his madness by carrying out these threats, he will only make his defeat more glorious. And of course, he should know that in this case, in addition to burning all American interests in the region, the consequences of the war will probably reach American territory. The official clarified that this did not imply missile strikes on the United States, but rather forewarned of severe internal turmoil. The Iranian perspective portrays Trump as an unstable, deeply delusional individual known for his inconsistent behavior, which they argue undermines his credibility. Within Iran, Trump's statements are often dismissed due to perceived deficiencies in his personal and verbal stability. Trump's complex persona is seen as a phenomenon that neither Iranians nor Americans can fully comprehend. In the latest exchange, Trump issued an ultimatum demanding the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz by April 7th, threatening military strikes on Iran's power plants and bridges if his demands were not met. In a fiery social media post, Trump wrote, Tuesday will be power plant day and bridge day, all wrapped up in one in Iran. There will be nothing like it. Open the strait, you crazy bastards, or you'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to Allah. Absolute this post came after he gave Iran a 48-hour deadline to open the strait, following a previous 10-day ultimatum set to expire soon. Following his post, Trump expressed to Fox News optimism for an agreement with Iran by April 6th. However, the strategic waterway remains effectively closed to the U.S., Israel, and their allies, sending ripples through energy markets worldwide. Iran, however, has refused to back down. In a direct response, Iranian military officials issued a chilling counter warning, saying the gates of hell would open for the United States and Israel if attacks continue. Senior Iranian commander Ali Abdali Ali-Abadi denounced Trump's remarks as reckless and a sign of desperation. Additionally, a billboard in Tehran's Enkhalab Square depicted Iranian troops intercepting warships and fighter jets, asserting the Strait of Hormuz remains closed. Tehran has rejected proposals for a temporary ceasefire, demanding a permanent end to the conflict instead. Iran's condition for ending the conflict include a complete cessation of hostilities, not only in Iran, but throughout the entire region, and firm guarantees against future aggressions. Additionally, they demand reparations for the losses incurred by the Iranian people. Meanwhile, U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has claimed that talks with Iran are very real and gaining strength, while emphasizing that the U.S. will negotiate with bombs. This indicates ongoing discussions, although publicly the U.S. and Iran appear to disagree on the status of these negotiations. Hegseth, speaking with key U.S. officials, expressed a preference for a diplomatic resolution, stating, we would much prefer to get a deal if Iran was willing to relinquish material they have and ambitions they have, open the strait. That's the goal. We don't want to have to do more militarily than we have to. However, he added, in the meantime, we'll negotiate with bombs. Iran has hinted at blocking another crucial choke point, the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, with the help of its Middle Eastern allies. Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf, Speaker of Iran's parliament, issued a veiled threat questioning the vulnerability of the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, asking, what share of global oil, LNG, wheat, rice, and fertilizer shipments passes through this route, and which countries and companies depend on it the most? This statement is widely seen as a strategic warning to global shipping and trade networks. While the Strait of Hormuz remains the world's most critical energy corridor, the Bab el-Mandeb Strait is also vital, handling nearly 14% of global trade shipments. This includes around 5% of the world's oil supply. Analysts interpret these remarks as suggesting Tehran may be looking beyond Hormuz and considering other strategic pressure points in the global commerce network. Ghalibaf's statement quickly attracted the attention of policymakers in global markets as a calculated strategic signal. Around 6.2 mil ion barrels of crude oil pass through this route daily, and nearly 12% of global trade moves across the Red Sea corridor, marking it as a critical artery for Europe-Asia trade and global supply chains. Its vulnerability has been a growing concern, especially since the Houthi movement entered the conflict in support of Iran. With tensions already high in the Gulf, this latest signal suggests the conflict could expand to yet another critical maritime lifeline. Amid the escalating rhetoric, both nations seem poised for a confrontation with global implications. The stakes are high, not just for the U.S. and Iran, but for the entire global economy